Well, hello, and it's day 3 of early summer, and oh dear, we're a bit short of cash, and so I thought, I tell you what, let's hop in the car for a moment. Now, looking at what we have here, we do have some spare stuff in our silos, you know. So we've got quite a lot of potatoes, which I don't think we're ever going to go, and we don't want to leave them there, so we want to get rid of them. But how? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go on a little recce, but actually first of all, let's look at the map. Now, the potatoes are stored in here, in the above ground storage spot, and they need to be taken to here, potato sorters, and there seems to be some sort of demand there. So let's just check the prices for potatoes at the moment. 369, so yes, we need to move them. And to do this, we are going to need to, actually this is the wrong vehicle. We're going to, well, let's just drive round to the yard, and we're going to pick up a tractor and a trailer, and then we can go and move these potatoes. Potatoes and trailers thereof are quite heavy. But the purpose of what I'm going to do today is to set up an Autodrive route. Now, you probably I don't know, you probably know the ins and outs, but for those who don't, let's go through setting up an Autodrive route. This is where I park the car, and yes, I've put my tractors in the lovely shed. What I have done since we've been there, this is the New Holland here. This has had an upgrade. It's now a T6 175 as opposed to 125. I was getting a bit fed up with all the low speed. So we've got 400 horsepower or 500 horsepower. Let's go with that one, the Massey. Should do jolly nicely. And we'll go about setting up an Autodrive route to go and pick up and then sell the potatoes. You can do this sort of anywhere. Now, with Autodrive, the way I play it is I view it just like a set of a railway network, basically. If I bring up the routes that I've already set. Now, the routes around the farm, I've set some routes around the farm, which are, in essence, these are two-way routes, because I'm not going to have too much traffic rushing around in the farm, well, not for a while. I'm going to take the smaller of our trailers to set this whole route up. It just seems to be a bit easier. So I should have the trailer on. I do. Let's head off, and you can see some of the Autodrive routes I've already set up. They're not fully defined as yet. Somewhat, they're just sort of, if you like, a drive to here, and I haven't set anything up as with regard to automatic unloading and so on. But we could do with some money, because they're going to need a Farm King auger so that we can fill our big bins up. Because I'm hoping that our harvest is going to be more than this setup can accommodate, which is just your more typical tip everything in and it sorts it all out. So yeah, you can see on the exit to the farm here, I've got a left and a right off the side of the road going past, and then I've got routes in and out, all defined to a single point, so that goes through. Where I want things only to go in one direction, then they have a one direction route on them. If I want bi-directional, then they're all blue. Okay, so let's head off to the potatoes first of all, and go and see about setting that up. I'll see you there. Right, welcome back. Now, as you can see, I've already been driving along this road, and I've set a bi-directional route, and this goes all the way back up to the main road. But what we haven't done is dealt with the potato sorter. So let's take the roof off, and there's the end of our our route just there. We don't need course play showing, so we'll get rid of that on the screen. What we want to see is how is it we drive into here and get under the potato outlet. So we'll just drive under here and make sure that we get the appropriate trigger note come up. So we're in, yes, we can get potatoes here. So that's back, and then we can come out. So right, let's set about setting a course which is going to be circular around this building and then out to join up. This will be a one-directional track, of course. So let's just whiz around here. And we just go past this point, which is now behind us. Make sure it's behind us. Yes, it is. There it is. Right, so if we now start a one-directional course and then drive gently round. Here, we might use a bigger trailer, you see, but what we've got to find is is when you're setting up the trigger point, i.e. the go-to point, it wants to be beyond where it's going to get something. So, for instance, trigger, come on. It's not giving me one, so I'm going to just stop the course there, which will... it hasn't given me one, has it? So we don't want to set the trigger up until about there. So we'll start a new course here, and then we'll drive round. Drive out to here. That will do. Stop there. If we just reverse up gently. We want to go from, that's the end of our blue course there, but we want to go from here to there, and that will connect it in the right directional sense. So if we now go back around the building, just see how our course is looking from here. Yes, it goes through the trigger point very nicely. So we need to connect these two, connect that one to there. We need to get this red line pointing at that particular point, because at that point we're well past, the potatoes will load at this point. So now we're pointing at that one, we can hit this one here, which is to name. So this is potato loading. If I can spell it correctly. Create. Okay, so that's the potato loading point. Right, I'm going to take some potatoes with me, because now we've got to set up our destination. So here. That still might not be forward enough, actually. Just looking at this, let's stretch this out a bit further, because we want to make sure that the loading of potatoes happens, which it can there, before the tractor reaches the trigger point, because when we're in pick up and deliver, this is the, you've got to hit the trigger point so that it does it before it goes into the go and tip point, because it changes the mode the tractor's going to be looking for. So the waypoint you're going for is beyond the actual point. Just a small point. There we are. Right. So let's load up some potatoes. That'll do. Oh, might as well take a full trailer. There's good points at the potato sales. We've got a good price at the moment, so we can go and get rid of these potatoes that we've inherited when we bought the farm. I wonder if we are going to do potatoes. We're probably going to do every crop on this map, I would think. It is my intention to see if it's possible to become the farmer of this map. If so, then the use of all these tools like Courseplay and Autodrive will become essential, given that it's a single-player game, as it were. So I will now drive to the potato seller's point. This will take a moment or two. We'll go along this route, and we'll do it in a time lapse, and you can see where I'm going to adjust the route. Because when I laid it down first, I wasn't quite accurate in my driving. Well, girl driving, you know. What do you expect? Right, now at this point we've got to decide where potato sellers is. Well, we can see it flashing away here on the map. So that means go down here, and we go and see what it's like. Now we've got routing through here already laid out. Not the neatest of junctions, but there you go. It's right the way down the bottom. Let's make sure we don't miss the turning. Oh, the town park. Very nice. And up there, and it looks like, oh yeah, that's created as a road through there. We're going to want to turn right at turn left at this point. So we need to turn left so we can junction onto that road there. I work on the principle that roads, certainly with lines down the middle of them, should be bi-directional. If you've got traffic running, and you're in the tractor that's being auto-driven, then you will need to make sure of this. But you can do single-track roads single-way roads and down the middle when there's no traffic involved. Although, of course, traffic itself doesn't actually spawn. If you're not in the vehicle, you set this off to doing a run, and you're not in it, it won't be bothered by traffic. But you never know, later in the game we might be running many vehicles on the route, so you might want to consider that. Right, so we go round the corner like that. We've already got a bit of route here, so we're just making a junction. Let's neaten that up a bit, like that, and we can get rid of that one. To get rid of a point, hold the left Alt and then with your mouse highlight it so it goes blue, and to click left button, and we'll get rid of a point. We want to connect the main road onto the turning off, so that's coming around here. That is the end of our new little bit of route. Oops, it's just disappeared under the map. So we want to just ease that down a bit and connect that onto there. That will do very nicely. And yes, we can just neaten that little point there, just like that. That will do. We can always adjust these at a later date. As you can see, I've actually driven it for bi-directional here, being on this side. Now, to get to the potato sellers, when we get to the end of here, we will want to turn left. So that means starting up a new bit of course. Round about now. We can do the joining up whilst we're recording. We can see the new bit of course there, so we can just join that on like that. That's fine, and then we can swing round the corner. Now the potato sorters are on the over there. That's where the potato sorters are. Let's go and see that. So we need to turn in here. There's also a little bit of swing room. Round by the right next door to the start point. This is where we got our pickup truck, where we spawned initially, and the bit you get to own if you're starting up as a new farmer in new farmer mode. Right, so here's the potato sorters. Well, what I'm going to do is just take this out to here and stop there. Now let's just hop out. I have got traffic off. It's worth doing this with traffic off because I've got to see where we've got to go to dump our potatoes. And by the look of it, it's through here. Very convenient. Right, so into the tractor we go. And indeed, we could take, if we look at the map, what I haven't done, whilst I've got routing that goes along here, past the shop and down to here to get to these areas, what I haven't done is, and I've connected all this up, but I haven't connected anything up via this little road. So that might be a good little cut through to put in as well. So we will probably do that as well. Right, so get my reversing skills right. What we'll do now is get ourselves and do the appropriate course. Now, looking at this, how best to do it? Because it's best or ideal if we can make it a drive-through route. So let's just drive through and see what it's like to do in a single pass. I think, okay, we can do it from there, can't we? From there. So here we go. Come off here, we go round to here. To go into there. I think I was wise not to bring a big trailer actually. Smaller trailer's going to do. We come up over here. Through here we get the tip of potatoes mark, and then we will have to come out of here and then onto our road, and we'll need a mark, a route up and down here. We'll do the route with the car. Okay. I'm happy with that as a route, in and out. We could always make that bi-directional and do it in two ways, because we could approach from the other direction. We don't have to approach from here, because we could use this road here, and that has already got its two-way lines on, so we've got the choice. Such choices. But let's put it in here and see what we do. We'll take it from here, turn round, and then rinse and repeat. Get ourselves into a position here. Let's start our route. And there's our little ball. And we start to turn in. You can see our little ball. We can then just join it on like that. We don't have to worry about remembering it. Let's go inside the cab. That might be easier to negotiate this. And then we come through here. And we drive up and over the ramp. And we want to observe when we get the potato sign up. Yep, so there it is. We want to come through here a nice way. Potatoes have gone off, so that's fine. but the red line is stretched behind us, which means it's pointing back quite a way, and I want it to come on, give me another point. Thank you. Right, the reversing move. Don't reverse in this because you will create another point that you will need to get rid of. Now we know that there is the back end of the potato trailer there. We can now bring that to here. Hopefully that's the centre of the tractor. It is. Encourage it just to come out a bit, I think. And then we can swing out. We can start recording again, that doesn't matter. And swing out and around. Before we go any further, let's just tidy that up. Get rid of that starting point. I want that one. Pick that and link those two like that, that's fine. And then let's go up to the main road up here and complete, if you like, a little circle around the town. And again, I'll keep it on the right-hand side here. So the job is done. And then we come up to the junction and we decide we're going to turn right. Turn left. And we turn left onto the road and we stop recording. Back up so we can see the points. And that one. No, that's the main road one. And that one. We can get rid of that. You can see which one's which because when you get them very close, because you can the mouse has an area of effect around it. You've got to highlight it, but if you've got two very close together, you have to sort of wiggle the mouse around just to get the one you want blue. Right, back to the potato place, and then we can dump off our potatoes and tell it to go and run the route. So we just need to identify where we want the potato unload to be, and then we can try it out. All good fun, eh? So we want it to be on that one, that'll do. Yeah, I'll set that one, that's better. And it's a potato unload. Create, okay. Now the other thing I do is I do sort things out into areas. So potato loading is where you're going to pick up, or it potentially is I call it a purchase point really. Is where you get things. And then potato unload is where you sell things. Potato unload can just go in sale points like that. And then you've got everything neatly moved out. Right. This bit of route here is yet to be linked up, but we can link that up. It's you're just sort of like leaving lines in the road there, you see. Okay. Right, now we've got a trailer of potatoes to dump off. So we are going to, we need to go to, from here, we're going to collect at potato loading. It's the sale point, isn't it? No, that's the sale point. We want it at the purchase point. So that is potato loading. And then we want to tip it at potato unloading. Here we are. We're going to tell it we're picking up potatoes, because it needs to know. And then we can say go. What it will do is it will go in green which bit it's going to do next. So very fortunately it says it's going to do potato unload. But if it didn't, if it said potato loading, then you'd just click that button to swap them over. Let's see if we unload our potatoes here. Yeah, the cover's come off. It knows it's at the tip trigger. Excellent news. You can see it'll tip a lot before that point. That's going to do a side tip, right? Okay. Now, with all being equal, what will happen now is it will hit that trigger and then switch over to potato loading. It does take a little while before he puts the cover back on and gets back into his tractor, and off we go again. And he says he can't reach potato loading, so that means we've got to go down the route and find out why he can't get there. There's a point not connected, or it's back to front, or something's wrong. So that's just sort of going down this route and making sure everything's right. You can check every so often by just saying, no, I don't want to go to potato unload. He can't get to potato loading. Easier way to do for just the singular thing is to put it into drive. You can click it and see if he can go. He can't. Point. Oh, look. There. 1 to 2. And then we've got to make it bi-directional. We have to make it bi-directional because that point there is connected to both of the routes. So now we can get to potato loading. You can go into this and check that it now picks up a load of potatoes and then takes it off and sells them. Right, here we go, underneath the conveyor, and with a bit of luck, that will load some potatoes before we hit that point. Which it does, because you can tell that we're loading potatoes, but that's still green, which is perfection. And success. We tip ourselves a whole nice load of potatoes. It just sort of stuffs us over a little bit because of collision with the building, but who cares? That's the principle of it, and now this will continue to do this for us. as it now goes and drives the route around. You can set it the number of times you want to go round this here. And if we look, we can see we have got, in terms of potatoes, we have got 200,000, so we've got 10 runs to do with this. So what we'll do is we'll set this up to do 7 more runs, and then we'll see just how we're doing with the potatoes. But there we are. That's how Autodrive is used to set up a route. Really easy. And now I can just teleport back to the farm like that, and leave that tractor doing that job and bringing in going to sell the potatoes for us. If we look on the big map, we can see that one, the tractor here. There it is. It's our AD Autodrive, and that's our 8737 going around and heading off to there to go and get some taters for us and sell them. So I hope that little tutorial of Autodrive has been useful for you, and that you will, you will make use of this yourself. I sincerely hope so. And that's it from Midtown with this little tutorial. It's a little short one, but there we go. I think that's worth a thumbnail, don't you? I do too. Take care then, everybody. See you soon. Ta-ta.